Okay, so number 9, with calculator, it says the function is given by this, and it models the height. So y is the height in feet of a stone t seconds after it's dropped from the edge of a vertical cliff. Okay, how long will it take for the stone to hit the ground? Okay, so if we're trying to see how long, what is it that we're solving for? We're looking for t. We're trying to see what will t equal until y hits the ground. So what is y when y hits the ground? 0. So y is 0 when it hits the ground. So real quick, all I'm going to do is put in 0 in my equation where y is at, and everything else is still the same. And our goal is to find the t that would make this hit the ground. Okay, so we are going to solve this with the calculator. We're going to round to the nearest hundredth of a second. How many decimal places is 100? 2. Okay, so we're looking for 2 decimal places, but we're definitely going to look at this third number to see if it tells us to round or if it tells us just to leave it as is. Okay, so here we go. Different ways that you can do this. If I go to my calculator, okay, so we have negative 16t squared, menu 3(1), negative 16t squared. What was the rest of it, if you guys can help me out? Plus 486 is equal to 0, comma t, because I put it as t. Now if I just press enter, I'm not going to be able to answer the question the way it asked me to answer the question. So I got to go back, press enter to copy it, but then press control enter to get those decimal places. Okay? So right now, I have 2 answers, which you see right here, a positive and a negative form. Can someone tell me why I have 2 answers? It's square root. Yeah, when you take the square root, it's a plus or minus answer. Okay? But which one does not make sense with this problem? The negative, because we don't have negative time per se. Okay? So we're going to put the answer as 5.51. Okay, and the reason why is because that's one right here is not big enough. It's not a 5 or more to make that go to 5.52. Okay, so my final answer will be 5.51 what? Seconds, right? So please make sure that you put units of measure. Those are parts of the points that you're trying to get. And it did say feet and time was in seconds. So t seconds. Okay? Another way that you could have done that had you not chosen to do the method that we just did is you could have done this just for extra practice. You could have done this by hand, still using the calculator. If you have 0 is equal to negative 16t squared plus 486, you could move the 486 by subtracting it over to the left side. Then you could divide by a negative 16 to cancel that out. And if you put negative 486 and 16 into your calculator, you should get 243 over 8. Okay? So negative 486 over a negative 16, you should get this 243 over 8. Okay? And now, 243 over 8 is equal to t squared. And yes, you would just take the square root of both sides right now, keeping in mind that when you do, there's a plus or minus over here. So taking the square root of what we got back over here, let's go ahead and say the square root. So I'm going to press that key, go up to the square root. I apologize if you can barely see it. But then go up and grab 243 over 8, control enter, and you still get that 5.51 answer. Different ways, same exact problem. Yes, you could have put it in the graphing calculator too and find the zeros the way we did those other problems. Any questions? Okay.